There is one member of my household who is acting like a total wild, crazy teenager, and it's not my kids.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's our dog, Olive.
Oh.
When I say teenager, I mean, like, you know when you reach a certain age where you were, like, girl crazy or boy crazy? You know how that goes?
Yes.
You know? Where all you think about, I guess, is the opposite sex.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Apparently, that is what is going on with our dog because as a matter of fact, you guys witnessed this.
I did.
Yeah. Got a phone call from a place where we take Olive to go play during the day. And I immediately see it on my caller ID and I'm like, oh God, what's happening?
Right.
And because I knew that Ben had dropped her off in the morning to play all day to get all the energy out, you know, and we do that several times, maybe not several times a week, but we try to several times a month. And so when I saw that they were calling, I thought, oh no, something bad has happened. You know, so I answered right away. And the really nice guy in there said, hey, nothing's wrong. But I just wanted to let you know that Olive is really creating a lot of attention around herself today.
Uh-oh.
I was like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? He goes, well, she's really driving all the boy dogs crazy. Okay. And he said, well, we had to move her into another pen because they were all trying to mount her.
Oh, wow. Get their hump on.
Immediately when I heard that, I thought, hussy, you know? Yeah. So we moved her into another part of the area and she was doing really great. But then there were two male dogs in there who started fighting over her, like got into a fight.
Wow.
And then they had to remove those dogs and then remove Olive somewhere else. And he goes, I think she's getting ready to go into heat. And I said, Lonnie, I hate to tell you, but she's been fixed. He goes, she has? And I said, yeah, she's been fixed. So I don't really know what to tell you.
She's that attractive.
I guess.
Is the heat, when a dog's in heat, is that an attraction for other dogs on its own?
Yeah, because
it's like saying, I'm ready.
Oh.
I'm ready for the
come
do.
and get it. But Olive has been fixed since she was 6 months old, and now she's a year. So
I think the human version would be like a wind down Wednesday for like cougars. Then you know they're like in heat. But anyway,
totally. And you have to like move to different parts of the bar because men are fighting over you. You know?
Just here's my girlfriend's having some wine.
Right. So I just didn't really know what to do with that. She's fixed.
What do you do?
I went and picked her up.
Sounds like they're blaming the victim.
Wait a minute.
Victim
so
blaming.
they didn't want Olive at
No, I said, do you know, is it causing that big of a disruption? I said, we don't have anything to worry about. I mean, I would prefer for other dogs not to mount her. And I've noticed this.
She comes back broken.
Yes. She's a baby. She's so innocent. But I said, we had noticed that this has happened at the dog park, that there was do you remember I told you there was a dog that had gone straight and violated my sweet girl?
Yes.
And so I don't know. I guess she just gives off she's young, she's sprightly, she's full of energy, she's attractive.
In dog world, she's hot.
She's hot.
She's hot. She's so hot right now.
Is she blonde with big boobs?
No, quite the opposite.
She's definitely a brunette. She's brunette.
Definitely
And in human
brunette.
years, she's like 25, isn't she?
No, in human years, she's 7.
Oh, never mind.
She's a baby. She's still a baby. Yeah.
There's no good thing with that.
No good thing. But
I thought she was older.
I don't know what they didn't say come and get her. She wasn't but I just thought, well, I don't want it to keep going. So we got a half day in and I went.
The only
issue
is if you go on vacation or something, you're going to have to leave the dog there for possibly several days.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden she's going to be tore up, number one.
Oh my God.
And number two, the kennel place might be like, we can't handle this. And what are you going to do?
Well, we've boarded her before.
Just block their number while you're on vacation. I don't know. No reception.
We boarded her before and never had a problem. I don't know if it's just that she's getting older and I really don't know. I don't know.
She's getting off the vibe.
Yes, if she were not fixed, I would say, okay, I totally get it. But she's fixed.
You
so
might have to go to, there's a kennel that's in Kernersville, Oak Ridge / area. I think they have like separate cages.
Yeah, we go to a couple different ones. We've been to Bed and Biscuit, Country Kennel, and then Dog Days. So those are like the 3 that we frequent. And
she's a problem everywhere.
She's not. No, this was the one time that we heard that it was happening. So I don't know. I don't know what you do in that situation. I don't know what we do.
Oh, I guess you have some really?
What's the matter?
Before we get to this advice, I do want to say I wonder if a dog's favorite position is human style.
That was Jared and Katie in the mornings. Dad joke of the day
Hey.
on
You know what I'm saying?
107.5
Yeah.
KZL.
Oh man, I was with this girl last night. We did human
It's a
style.
little inappropriate for a dad joke, but
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's in the dog thing.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, Robin, you might be knowing why. You might know why. Sorry, that Katie's dog is. Everyone wants to hump it.
Oh, God. Don't
And
say
it's
it like
fixed.
that.
And it's
And
fixed.
she's
Maybe,
fixed.
Well, I have had that happen with a couple of mine in the past, and they had a UTI.
Oh.
Ooh.
So the UTI kind of puts off a thing, and then
Scent, maybe.
scent maybe.
Some it puts off some sort of odor, I guess, that the males find interesting. So
Oh.
it's worth getting her checked to make sure. Always check, that it's nothing medical, because
Yeah.
when you said that she's been fixed, the first thing I thought of is that it could be a UTI.
Okay, that's great
Wow.
advice. Thank you.
Yeah, it is.
Male dogs are dogs.
Yes, they are.
They're like, oh, UTI,
What's that
nice.
smell?
Yeah, it's kind of gross. I like it. Nancy, what is going on with Olive's dog? Do you think,
With
or
my- with-
Katie's dog, Olive?
Olive,
Sorry.
yeah. It's okay.
My bad.
Well, actually, you can have them fixed, and the vet doesn't do it properly,
Ooh.
and they're not actually fixed.
That would
So
be.
you might need to take her back to the vet.
Well, I mean, we can check it out, but yes,
You
I
might
can
have
see
a-
that. But
You might have a bunch of puppies living in the house.
I don't know.
Oh, man.
That
I
would be
trust-
terrible for the remodel.
Yes. I trust the vets at Guilford College Animal Hospital.
yeah, that's
yes.
true.
So I
It's probably UTI.
it could be, but I would go more UTI. She also, this is worth noting, because we had Maisie for all these years, and every once in a while Maisie would, when Henry came along, it was never Nora, but when Henry came along, Maisie would mount Henry sometimes as like show him who's
Oh,
boss.
yeah. Oh, yeah,
Just
yeah.
out of
Oh,
nowhere,
yeah,
and
yeah.
she would just do it to show dominance. Olive is a humper. She goes to her bed and humps it every single day.
Just like her mama.
Every
Wow.
single day. She has a high sex drive, is what she does. But she humps a lot, like numerous times a day.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's odd too,
Mm-hmm.
like when you have when you see that, especially a female dog, or even like a small dog. Like my
Yes.
brother Abe has a dachshund. It's like it's not a miniature dog, but it might as well be Ladybug, and she's like 2. She's been fixed and
Yeah.
everything, and she'll get on his arm and like hump his arm.
Oh.
Like, she's like doing this thing,
Yes.
and I'm like, and everyone's laughing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, and my
yeah.
kids are like, what is that?
What is
Hang
happening?
on, I'm like, hey, can you stop?
Yes.
The best thing to do is just let it finish.
Oh, my gosh.
I read
That's
all
the rule. Let it finish.
I read all about it, and sometimes they're I guess frustrated because they have a lot of energy,
Yeah.
and that's like how they get it out.
Trust us, we know.
Yeah, yes. Or they're doing it just to show dominance or
Yep.
whatever. But it didn't seem like I should be too worried about it. But now all these things happening.
It could be a UTI. It could be
Might
many
be.
different things.
That's a good suggestion.
All right. Well, thank you for telling us about
No
your wild
problem.
dog.
No problem.
I did see Olive for the first
You
time in
did?
person. It's Maisie Jr.
And I
mean,
know it is.
really.
They're very, very different. It's silly because I know that they look so similar.
Yeah.
But Olive has an old soul, man. She's
I think she's a little R.I.P. to Maisie, a little more well behaved than Maisie was.
Oh,
yeah.
that's good.
Yeah. Maisie.
Maisie's a cute
yes.
The
dog,
last
but-
dog when she brought in
Hey,
here was what?
Don't speak
Ill of the dead.
Ill of the dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm
Yes.
just, she was just completely out of control. But then she calmed down.
Yeah,
I think
she did.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
as she got older, and then once the kids came along, she was the best. This is Maisie. But I was also 24 when I got Maisie,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't have funds for any sort of training. I just did it myself.
And then-
So
Yeah.
we'll see how that turned
And to
out.
be clear, it's a Labrador Retriever,
Yes,
correct? So
yeah.
I just saw online that for 30 years that was America's favorite dog,
It's
and
true.
now it's number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And the French Bulldog,
Mhm.
I don't have the French Bulldog. I have, I believe, the English Bulldog, the bigger one,
Yeah.
is number 1, which I thought was crazy because I lived with one
Surprising.
of those, and they're the most hyper dogs, too.
Right.
Ugh.
Now, the
I-
other dog, the French Bulldog that I have, is not hyper at all.
Oh, it was your
God.
English bulldog.
English
yeah.
Bulldog, yeah.
I said to Jared because I also saw that because it's always been the Labrador as number 1, the Golden Retriever number 2, and something number 3. But I said I think Lady Gaga had a lot to do with the French Bulldog rise
I didn't
because
think about
Maybe.
that.
her French Bulldogs were stolen, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden it was like everybody had to have those dogs.
And celebrity
You know?
culture, man,
Mhm.
it's that way.
Could
I mean,
be.
just like when you have people that like at your church who are named after Game of Thrones characters.
Yeah,
Like things
yeah.
seep into the pop
Yeah.
culture. Then you might not be thinking about it. And you're like,
Subconscious.
yeah, like, oh,
Yeah,
I wonder why I like this dog so much. Oh, Lady Gaga. All right, Katie, let us know what happens with Olive
will do.
if the humping stops from others. I hope so.